The Nissan GTR is something special, isn't it? It seems like no matter where it goes or where it races, no matter the iteration, it seems to make a resounding statement in the history books. The Gtr Gt500 makes no exception, as it is the longest servicing model in Japan's Super GT, spanning over 14 seasons racing from 2008 to 2021. This is probably because Nissan is too broke to introduce a whole new model, but thankfully that isn't much of an issue anyway, because within its 14 seasons of service, the GTR has taken 41 race wins in the GT500 class. Accolades include back-to-back titles in 2011 and 2012, as well as a clean sweep at Suzuka in 2021, a whole decade later. Consistency is definitely key. The Gtr Gt500 has gone through many iterations, starting life with a naturally aspirated V8 VRH34 engine, and transitioning into a twin turbocharged inline-4 in 2014, the latter being used in the 2016 model up for grabs in Top Drives. When it comes to the game itself, Top Drives has selected the 2016 model, which underwent aerodynamical tweaks which favored a higher top speed as opposed to higher cornering speeds. This means that the GTR GT500 in the game is capable of hitting a respectable 190 miles per hour, along with a sub 3 second 0 to 60 and a handling score of 97. It is the joint best handling Japanese car in the game, and the 8th lightest when it comes to Japanese legendaries. Now I know, although 8 doesn't sound like much, after a few in-game upgrades, the car would be able to weigh under a ton. So introducing your next prize car, the Nissan GTR GT500. Korn, I wish you the best of luck for this one. Yo guys, what is going on? Blossom is back and welcome back to another episode of Top Drives. Now we're gonna jump into the qualifiers. I almost said prelims. The qualifiers today for the GTR GT500 R35. This kind of came out of nowhere, but obviously I've been really busy the last couple of days because my best friend's over. But we do have the qualifiers, which is ending in about 12 hours, and the prelims are coming up as well. Now, comment down below what you think the bloody requirements are gonna be, because we're getting a bunch of convertibles over here, and initially I was thinking, oh, it's definitely gonna be pre-2000s, right? Pre-2010 World Expo convertible and roadsters. It made sense because there are a lot of cars that are going to be reused if you do not do pre-2000s, pre-2010, sorry. But my problem is, if you go into manufacturers and check out Mercedes, there is one car that's kind of putting a wrench into the works right now, and that is, where's that guy? Where's that guy over at? The convertible, this one right here, the RQ65 Mercedes-AMG S63 Cabriolet. It's from 2018, and they're also, I think that they're going to be giving this out in the prelims. I'm going to show you a picture of the prelim prizes right here, and I think this is like the first time in a really long time where the tier 1 prize for the qualifiers as well as the prelims are both epics. So that's pretty cool. We haven't seen that in a long time. There aren't really good epics, but let's say that you win tier 1 here and tier 1 in the prelims, you basically get 66% of a legendary fuse, which is pretty nice. So let's get into speculation real quick, right? We're going into World Expo, we go into miscellaneous, and we want to look for convertibles as well as roadsters. We want to select all cars, go back to collections and tags, and select non-prize cars only. And this is basically what we're working with. And what makes me kind of, confused is that, we've seen all these ACs been used before in the first ever World Expo final that we had. We're seeing the return of, the 911 Speedster, the Rezvani Beast Alpha, and the Beast Alpha and the Alpha X. So it makes me think, okay, what can be changed here? You know what I mean? So I'm thinking that maybe, just maybe, the finals might be all wet, because that would mean that these cars are used, like they're packable, but they're gonna basically be useless. Like the 936, like a lot of people are probably gonna be owning this car from the last final that we just had from the amazing rear-wheel drive German Expo. So it's gonna be interesting to see. Like obviously, if it's all rain, it will basically alienate all of the cars that we have used in the past. For example, 936 slick tires. These cars don't have traction control or ABS, so they're actually gonna be hot garbage in the wet. Where does it say? Yeah, there you go, no traction, no ABS. Same thing for the Resvanis, no traction control, no ABS as well. The Speedster is in a bit of an exception because it is going to be relatively strong with 100 handling, traction control, ABS. But then again, four-wheel drives will have a say over here. So cars like the 911 Carrera 4 is going to be super useful. The Ultimas, unfortunately, are going to be pretty useless as well because they're good cars, but no traction control, no ABS. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. And obviously, everybody has the Zenith now because of the campaign challenges. So I don't know. And at the same time, I think it's kind of funny that they're giving out the AC Cobra, which is another car of no traction control and ABS. So if the final is going to be all raid, this thing is actually going to be hot garbage. I mean, it's hot garbage already in itself, but just, I don't know, man. I don't know what this final is going to be. This is my best guess right now, which is pretty cool because then the best car would be the 911 Turbo S 3.8 if the track sets are all wet, and I do have that. Not to say that I have a winning hand though, because if we just go to my cars, this is what I got. And as you can see, I can reuse the 911 and I can reuse the Speedster. These four cars over here, although they're all epics, they don't have traction control and ABS. So like I said, I'm assuming that we're gonna have nothing but rain, and if that's gonna be the case, then I really have about 2 out of 5 cars right now. But anyway, let's get into it. We'll know more about the final requirements, obviously, when this qualifiers end, because then we get to see the name of the carbon fiber pack. Unless they name it like grab pack, blah, 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 then we wouldn't know. So this is the hand I'm using in the prelims. I'm basically using my max Audi SQ8. The Audi SQ7, I have it 1 star just because I wanted to get over 80 handling. My Mercedes CLS, Audi A4, and an Oldsmobile of all things. Just want to fit in the RQ limit. Not the best hand in the world, I'm gonna be real with you, but it's what I got. It would be nice to use some better cars, but I don't. I'm not gonna put that 1 mile. Yeah, I'm gonna put you on 1 mile. I feel like the Mercedes CLS 500 would be pretty good for this event. I do have 3, and maybe it is my fault that I didn't max more of the Mercs. Maybe I should have done that, but I really can't be bothered right now. So let's see what we got. As long as we can get like a ceramic pack, I'll be fine. Like this is one of those events where I know I'm not going to get the carbon fiber. I love that car that we just got, the white walls. I'm a sucker for white walls, but so far it looks pretty good. I know a lot of people are using the D Tommaso. Honestly, this is actually a pretty good car to use. If you can put in some upgrades into it, I feel like there are a lot of situations where this car will actually shine. I have it too. It's no stars right now. I didn't even bother to 1 star it. I just don't think it's worth it. Everybody has it already, so the only way you're gonna get value out of this car is if you max it out. And I don't really want to put 15 ultra rares into like a knockoff Jaguar. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It's also worse compared to the Subaru Legacy, so it's not really like #1 I must max right now. I'm gonna put, what should I put you? You're low ground clearance. The thing is, the CLS is low ground clearance. It's also gonna win that because of the low 0 to 60. Actually, it won't. 4-wheel drive probably won't. 381. I'm gonna win Twisty there, and I'll just, yeah. I think we win. I think it's 3 win conditions. I think race 1, 3, and 4 are gonna win it for me. Well, I think that was 3 win conditions because we had 100, so it meant that we lost 2 races by 50. That makes sense. We'll take those. All right, 2 more races to go. I mean, so far these hands look relatively easy, but then again, it's always a top 10 that's a bit of a kicker. So Quattro on the slalom, right? We're gonna put you on the gravel, and we're gonna put you on the mountain slalom. Maybe a hairpin road might be a little bit better. No, mountain slalom. Well, actually, no. This is a tough one. Where am I gonna put the SQ7? It's gonna win both. It's just that what is better for the ghost hand? You know what I mean? I'll put it on hairpin road. Yeah, put you on slalom, put you in car park. This should be 4 win conditions, and I lose race 5. I think I should switch out. I should switch out the Oldsmobile, I think, for the Ford. I couldn't remember how many rain conditions were in here, so I'm gonna get rid of you. 41 RQ. I'll put in the Granada. I think that's actually better. It might be. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so once again, we're gonna click play. Just gonna go for the easiest hands over here, just see how high we can get theoretically. So 1 mile, Mercedes is gonna get that a win over there, which is pretty nice. Like I said, if I have 2 of these wins, 2 of these CLSs, I think they'll help me a lot. The only problem is if I run the CLS, I would need to replace one of the Audis, and then I will have to also replace this with another one. I think the reason why I didn't max the other CLS is because if I ran another CLS, then I would be running 3. I'll show it to you after this race so it makes a little bit more sense, because right now I think it doesn't make any sense at all. So let's go you and you. I'm interested to see if I win karting circuit. I don't think I will. Rallycross 50. We take those. I think we lose this. to be fair. Yeah, we do. It's just that I'd rather, like, I'm looking at the long run here, right? It's a kind of like an infinite game. I think that the SQ7 is just a way better investment than the Di Tommaso, and that's why I'd rather take the loss here today. If it means that I can invest in the SQ7 now. Well, I'm 5-0. Oh, right, because I did one race earlier. Okay, so here's what I was thinking, right? If I was going to run a second CLS, then I would have 57 RQ to work over here, and there really isn't anything to put. I'm currently maxing this V8 Quattro, but yeah, you see what I mean? Like, another concept would be I run the Di Tommaso and then I have 41. This would be a pretty good hand as well. Definitely would be a stronger hand. Like, let's say if I maxed out the CLS and then I decided to put like maybe 1-2 upgrades in the Di Tommaso. The main problem here is I don't want to put 1-2 upgrades in the Di Tommaso. So I'd rather just use the SQ7 and then run the A4. We take those. Okay. I'm pretty high to see what's on top right now. I mean, some people are running the Ranger Raptor, which is ballsy, not gonna lie, because there isn't an off-road track set on all 4 of the track sets. So it's like, why would you do that? Well, actually there might be. Maybe there might be. I can't remember anymore. It's been like 2 days since I last saw the track sets. And I've been playing this without my brain switched on. So let's check it out. I get how many win conditions over here? 1, 2. I see 2, perhaps 3. I don't know if I win Monaco Hairpin. If I win Monaco Hairpin, then that's 3 win conditions. We take those. So that's 1, 2, 3. Get a draw here, and we have a pretty heavy loss on the Monaco Hairpin. Not as heavy as if I was going to race a DS numero 9, but heavy nonetheless. Alright, take a win there, which is nice. This is going to be a draw. The Audi A4, pretty good car, I would say. 81 handling for, you know, 4-wheel drive, standard tires, blah, blah. We take those. Yeah, that's huge because it's asphalt and dirt. Why would you run the Ford Ranger Raptor? Why would you run a 4-wheel drive off-road tire car on the asphalt? That's just... And then, not to mention, the other all off-road track set is gravel. Now, to be fair, I thought I was going to win this one, but I didn't. Which is interesting. But it doesn't matter because we won the other race. And this one's going to be a pretty heavy loss, but we take those. 166 to 139. Look, maybe I should start investing into this Audi right now. I don't think it's diesel. Please tell me it's diesel. It'll be, yes, that's actually huge. And is this one diesel too, or is it petrol? It's diesel. That's huge. Those are 2 huge introductions into my diesel collection. I will take that any day of the week. And then obviously I'm gonna do laps. This is a nice one. It's actually the first event where I get to use my Lotus Exige Cup. Which is really amazing. 3.0 101. I also get to use my max out Pagani Zonda, which got a slight boost in terms of its handling from 98 to 99. And obviously the hand is going to be spearheaded by the Zonda Revolution. I think that this is a really strong hand. I like this hand. It looks really strong. But I can tell you right now, if it's a Pagani Lotus event, every hand is going to be very, very strong. These are cars that people love a lot, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people are gonna have some really strong hands here. So let's check it out. Let's see how far we can go. I am happy with the hand, but once again, everyone's gonna have really strong hands over here. North Loop. Wow. Oh yeah. Wow, that was a lot of points. Yeah, that's right. The Evora 410 has no MRA anymore, so it isn't even that close. All right, we take those. 3-star, 4 more races to go. Can we go 5-0? I think we can. Let's check it out. I guarantee you at least one person in this bracket is either gonna have an upgraded or a max Zonda Revolution, because it's just one of those cars. Now everyone is getting their tokens. I want this car, by the way. Now that everyone is getting their tokens back, I think that there isn't gonna be much of an issue. There's gonna be a lot of max good legends out there. It really just boils down to what are the good legends you decided to max. You know what I mean? I see a lot of people going the Peugeot 905B route. I mean, you know, that's a great one to go for. I didn't choose that though. I see a lot of people going for the Peugeot, what was it? Just a bunch of Peugeots basically. The WRX. A lot of people, Reese went for the WRX. I think Birdie went for the 905. It's funny because for me, the first car that I chose without question was the Alpha Pro car. That was like the best one to me, just because it was slightly cheaper than the two cars I just mentioned at 199. The Alpha Pro car is 95, but the main thing is I'm a saloon collector. I love my sedans, so like the Pro car is like the cream of the crop. Like that was a car that I definitely had to go for. I also decided to max out the Peugeot T16 that we just won. However, that wasn't done with tokens. I didn't have any tokens by the time I won the Peugeot T16. I maxed out with my epics, which is something that I don't usually ever do. And obviously I'm not gonna hear the end of it. Everyone is gonna say that I'm a Peugeot lover now, which I'm not. I hate the brand, but like that car is the best car in the game now. And obviously for so long I've been plagued by not having the the IDR Pikes Peak. So having the T16, knowing that it's a stronger car than the Pikes Peak IDR, was a car that I just, it was a no-brainer. I just had to max it, you know what I mean? So yeah, that but in terms of the tokens, I used it on some really OP cars. I used it on the ones I chose with the Pro car, the Escudo. Chose the Escudo just because off-road tires is always better than all-surface tires. I know a lot of people chose the Suzuki Pikes Peak as well, and I feel like, I don't know, it's a good car to max, don't get me wrong, but I feel like some people, when they chose it, you know, they were kind of clouded by the fact that, oh, it's an RQ100, which means it has to be the best car in the game. All surface tires is not as good as off-road tires when it comes to an off-road situation. I maxed the Escudo because I wanted a really strong car for off-road and off-road situations only, so that's why I chose that. I'm not going to put that there. I'll put you on fast circuit, put you on North Loop, let's use my brain for a little bit, forest, road, twisty road, and G-force. So I went for the Escudo. I also went for the Koenigsegg Jesko Attack. I went 3-3-2 on that because like I said, I just want to focus on the main strengths about the Koenigsegg, and that was, you know, the drag. No dodges, surprisingly enough, that I maxed out, because I was in a really good situation where when I got all my tokens, I've already maxed all my dodges. So maybe I'll just show it to you real quick. Oh, 918. I went for the 918 as well, so state is fully upgraded. So yeah, this one obviously I upgraded with my own epics. This one I upgraded with my own epics. Porsche 918, this one didn't require a lot of tokens. I know it seems like there are a lot of max legendaries, but I was really smart with the legends I chose to max, because 4 of the legends that I maxed already had upgrades in them. So you know how it takes 5 fuse tokens to max and upgrade from scratch? I literally only used 2 on the 918 because the 918 was already upgraded. I used 2 on the M5 because this was also at 2 stars already. I used 3 on the GT2 because this had 2 upgrades prior, and then I used 1 on the Cadillac 16 because I had this at 2 stars already. So in a way, it's like you could choose to max, you know, use 5 tokens and max 1 brand new legend like I did with the Lancer Evo, or you could split it up, because I use 5 tokens to max 3 legendaries. I use 1 on the 16, 2 on the M5, and 2 on the 918. So it's really like, you kind of just have to, you know, pick and choose. So I decided to go for just more maxes, and spreading out my tokens between legendaries that I have at 2 star. There's still a frick ton of legendaries that I have at 2 star. Example being, I think it was Korn. This is a Nissan GTR episode, so I guess I will end off with the Nissan GTR. Like, this one is basically 2 tokens away from maxing it out as well, or 6 epics. So, you know, whichever comes first. I'm not getting any more tokens, so I'm probably gonna have to max out with epics. Well, I'm going to. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for today. Let me know if you are hyped for the Nissan Motul, the Gtr Gt500. Looks like a really, really good car. Very, very light. One of the best handling ones. Slightly, I think it's gonna be a Mazda Furai killer. But it's gonna lose to the Mazda Furai, in all honesty, on like Slalom and G-Force, just because the Mazda Furai is so much lighter. But everywhere else, I think that this GTR is going to be ridiculously strong. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for today. Remember to stay safe, wash your hands, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and Blossom out. Peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Sit back, relax in my Bonneville Pontiac. Hold